Greetings, welcome everyone. It is Thursday. I don't even know what frickin' day it is. That's how bad it is around here. It is Tuesday, December 28th, which is the last UpViral co-pilot show, or slash pilot show as I'm now calling it, because we don't typically have a co. It's the last day of the year, the last Tuesday of the year, and this is Q&A day. And we do have a small but intimate community here today. The good people are here. Thanks for being here with me. Let me know how you're doing with the holidays. Have you gotten any work done? Who's built a campaign? I built one just today, or yesterday. Who's using UpViral every freaking day? Mike Moffat says, I had UpViral for several years and need to start using it. Let me get my bell out. This is true, Mike. Absolutely freaky true. See, I feel under pressure because Bradley's here. Bradley says, I'm part of the bad people. Oh, Bradley, you're part of the good people. Bradley is one of the guys I quote periodically. Bradley's famous quote is that you want a campaign offer so exciting people are willing to crawl through broken glass to get it. That's the kind of campaign we want to have. Sometimes those are hard to come by. But the other thing that you have to do is test. Bradley also taught me testing. Okay, other people taught me testing too, but Bradley tests his stuff. I keep thinking I need to get rid of this bright light there, but anyway. Still always worried about my background. And what about that little box right up there? I should cover that up, shouldn't I? Because it's a bunch of old wires for the old telephone system. You remember telephones back in the day? All right. Today is Q&A day. We are recording, so let's see. Mike. What do I need to do to get you start using UpViral? Here's number one tip. For those of you who aren't, you maybe have been using UpViral for a while and you periodically think, well, I need to use it more. Go watch episode number 62 of the co-pilot show. Don't know where that is? Well, it's on YouTube. It's in your UpViral account. If you go up to the Learning Center on your UpViral account and you go to the co-pilot sessions, which are in your Learning Center, session 62, episode 62, was called 7 Ways to Use Your... I've forgotten what I said. 7 Ways to Use UpViral That Aren't Contests. Something like that. 7 ways to use UpViral. All right. So the campaign that I just told you that I started building yesterday, I have a new lead magnet for my own personal business. And what is it? Is personal and business conflicting? Who's watched Ted Lasso? You could get wrapped up in some words, can't you? Ted Lasso does that a lot. Love that show. We just finished, my family and I just finished season 2. Crazy good. And that Nate, oh, we all want to punch that Nate. Loves me some Ted, Jeff says. It's so bad. Hi, Jeff Stark. It's so bad. I have 3 Post-its on my iMac, my monitor. I have one of them that is a quote from Ted Lasso. It's actually from, see, now I'm not going to think of his name. Walt Whitman. Be curious, not judgmental. And I have been thinking about that a lot. Because we, humans, all of us, including myself, are very judgmental beings. We like to judge other people. Bradley says, Ted Lasso, I don't get it. That's okay, Bradley. Not everybody gets it. What that means is ask more questions than making statements. Yes, absolutely true, Bradley. Absolutely true. Be curious. Not judgmental. Bradley says making statements. Kind of sort of the same thing. But we're all judgmental. We all tend to want to promote. I'll tell you another one. This is quote day. My good friend and mentor, Paul Pruitt. Be a producer, not a consumer. Now I know there's probably other ones that are out there than that one. Other people have said it, is what I mean, other than just Paul. But he harps on that a lot. Be a producer, not a consumer. Now that's for you business people. That's like you and me. And that's what I was doing over the weekend. I'm being a producer. I'm creating new content so that I can help you consume it. And there goes my Zoom. All right. Steve says Walter White has some good ones too. I'm not familiar with Walter White. This monitor over here is bothering me. The angle's wrong. Bradley says, if you have a team that can help brainstorm ideas, then you can come up with a great offer. Steve says that was from Breaking Bad, Walter White. Don't know that show. Okay, I know the show, Breaking Bad. I haven't watched it, is what I'm trying to tell you. All right, shh. Quit going off the rails. Today's Q&A day. Somebody's got to start asking questions. I know that Bradley asked one in the survey. So when you get the email to show up to the show, like Tuesday or Monday, they send you an email and say, well, if you want to ask a question, submit your question here. And they submit it. Here's Bradley's question. Shall we get into it? Anybody got anything that they want to talk about besides Breaking Bad or Ted Lasso? Bradley's question. Is there a way to let affiliates drive traffic to your lead gen campaign and get credit for the sales? What you need to do, Bradley, my good friend Bradley, is send that question over to Wilco. Send it. Shh, I didn't say that. That is a very common question that is asked a lot. I would love to be able to have an affiliate track sales through the entire process. One of the things you have to remember that UpViral is a lead generation tool primarily. Primarily a lead generation tool. There are people that are learning how to use it. There are people that are learning how to use it, excuse me, for sales. There's an example I'm thinking of, Gabe Schillinger, who does the music beats. There's a case study on him. He has transformed UpViral into not only lead gen, but sales. Doing a great job there. Now, when he does that, he's doing that through a large funnel. So UpViral, as you've heard me say many times, is a 2-page funnel. What Gabe's doing is adding pages 3, 4, 5, and 6 to the process. But he's also adding on the second page, the thank you page, the sales process. All right. So the short answer to Bradley's question is no. UpViral does not have a built-in way of tracking affiliates in order for you to get sales afterwards, to get credit for sales. That has been asked multiple times, as I've said. I have yet to figure out a really good way to get around the fact that UpViral does not have an affiliate tracking system. I haven't managed to do it yet. The simple thing that you could do, Bradley says, I'm trying to get around it myself. Poop, I don't like that answer. Well, wait a minute. Before you go away, Bradley, if you're thinking about going away. So, I keep thinking, the short answer is no. I had a thought the other day, and the problem is I haven't fully fleshed it out. Let me put it to you this way, Bradley. The only thing I've ever been able to come up with, which isn't a true affiliate tracking system, would be this. If you see, somebody's probably smarter than me that could possibly do this. This is going to get really convoluted. So if you got somebody that knows how to do JavaScript, so let's suppose that you append an affiliate ID on the URL that's coming into the campaign. If there were a JavaScript on the loading page, the landing page, because you can put a script in UpViral for the header and footer. If there were a way that you could take the affiliate ID off of the URL and shove it into a hidden form field, then you could pass that through to UpViral, and UpViral would send that affiliate ID over to your autoresponder because it came through the field on the form, and UpViral will send that over depending upon whether or not you're, it should send that over, depending upon your autoresponder, and therefore you would have the affiliate ID in your autoresponder database for the person. But that doesn't mean that you can add it to a link or anything, but you could, in the emails that go out, then append that affiliate ID over to on the email, so as they click the link in the email to buy, JavaScript could rewrite the share URLs on the thank you page too. Yes, as a matter of fact, I think you can. And if one of you people out there knows how to do this, let's talk, because I really want to do that. But I don't have the JavaScript skills to shove that data in there. I've always thought that maybe it could be done, but I don't have the hacker skills to make that happen. So the idea is that the affiliate ID comes in on the URL, it gets shoved into a hidden field on the opt-in form. The opt-in form sends it over to your autoresponder through UpViral, and then you can do things with it over there. Jeff says, sounds like a Fiverr gig. Could be. I just have never had somebody paying me willing to make that happen. Bradley says, you might be onto something. Yes, I mean, in my brain it works. And having been a software developer 32 years until 2010, when I quit doing that, it sounds like it would work. And I don't have the chops to do it, as they say. But that's about the only way I've ever figured out. Now, there's always Zapier, but there's no Zapier trick to make that happen that I'm aware of. Or the API. They keep talking about the API is going to be improved and you could do things with the API, but I still don't think that would handle the affiliate ID coming in on the URL of the original link. Now that doesn't come through the sharing link either, right? So you're only talking about direct leads. You're not talking about referred leads. because those come through a referral URL that I don't know that you can hack. Maybe you could. Maybe somebody that knows more about coding could do that. But even then, I think it would have to be specialized stuff. So anyway. Zapier, Bradley says, Zapier can feed the ID to email campaigns, but not to the share page. I don't know how that would work, Bradley. Because the trigger on Zapier is only after the user clicks the go button on the opt-in form, which is where which is at the end of the process of the input URL. And if I'm going way over your head, sorry, I should have said, this is an advanced topic question. I just don't know how, Bradley, unless I don't understand what you're saying, I don't know how Zapier could feed the ID to your autoresponder, because it comes... Yes, the opt-in form gets... The affiliate ID is in a hidden form on the opt-in. So, okay, you're saying on that trigger. The first part is getting the ID into that form, yes. Correct. Any other thoughts? Anybody have any other thoughts or questions on the idea of affiliates, which is an advanced topic? Who watched the James Webb telescope launch? Anybody? Freaking amazing technology in that thing. Kiki says, try Uncanny Automator for WordPress. It's Zapier for WordPress. The problem, Kiki, is that I don't want to use WordPress. Maybe that helps. Maybe that helps for people that are using WordPress and other stuff. I don't want to use WordPress. I just want to use UpViral in its basic raw form and not have to deal with a whole bunch of other stuff. Hi, Earl. Earl's here. He's one of my mastermind members. Wait a minute, Mike. Don't go away. Don't go away. Mike says, I think I need to get up to speed on UpViral before anything you're saying makes sense. That was a very advanced topic. Bradley got me started on the hard stuff. But I knew he was here. He's over there because he's on Facebook. That's on my extra monitor. Bradley, you're welcome. Mike, when you watch episode 62 that I told you about earlier, you're going to get so up to speed, because one of the very first things that I talk about in episode 62 is the 2-page process with UpViral. So many people don't even understand the basics of the UpViral 2-page process that they get wrapped around other stuff. It's a very simple 2-page funnel. There's an opt-in page and a sharing page. On the sharing page, you ask people to share on your behalf. That's where the glory of UpViral is. It's not on the opt-in page, it's on the sharing page. All right, Earl, I'm going to get to your question in a minute because there were a couple of other earlier questions. Rob's asking, once you make a custom domain, do you have to link to the website, or can it remain in UpViral? That I don't... So I have a subdomain called sub.blah-blah-blah.com. How can I use that in my campaign? Okay, let's quickly go through that. Let me go over to my UpViral. Let me share my screen. Okay. I believe you're seeing my screen. This is my UpViral account. So for example, this ultimate email. Let's see. There's one new message. Okay. Let me give you a 2-second demonstration. Since I have to build this campaign is going to share with people a new product that I have that I'm calling the Ultimate Email Contest Email Scripts. And I'm not trying to promote that, all right? But if I go over to Safari, because I'm using Cloudflare, and we're just going to build it right here, right now. Because it's easy. Log in. I'm going to put in my login information. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my domain called Thank You Page Magic. Where is it? Here it is. And I'm going to come over to, I'm going to move the chat out of the way. I'm going to go to DNS. And I'm going to add a record. And I'm going to do a CNAME. Rob's probably already done this. But for those of you who have never done it, I'm going to put just email scripts. And the target is app.upviral.com. And I'm going to do save. So there is now a subdomain inside of DNS called emailscripts.thankyoupagemagic.com. So if I come over to UpViral and I go to settings, now theoretically that should take a little bit of time to replicate around the planet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do add new, and I'm going to put in, let's see, I don't have one. Email scripts dot thankyouPageMagic.com, and I'm going to redirect that to the very bottom one, which is really hard to see. I'm going to make it a little smaller. Oops. So you can see it. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, your most recent one is there. And so I could add a favicon. I don't have one right this second, so I'm just going to do add service. So now, if I go to the very last page, if it's sorted, it's not sorted. I'm going to sort this by domain name. And let's see. Email should be on like page 2. Let me just do this. I'll make a P30. So we should be able to scroll down and we should see email scripts, and the SSL's already built. Well, that was fast. So now I should be able to theoretically use this to get to my campaign. But there's one more thing that we have to do. All right, Rob, you still with me here? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my dashboard. Still with you, Rob says. Thank you. And what I need to do is to edit this campaign so that I can add that in there. So let me just do this. Incognito. I'm going to open an incognito window. And I'm going to paste in that URL. Right? You see that URL up here? And I'm going to hit go. Now, this is the campaign opt-in page. Don't need to bother with that. Just realize that I'm trying to sell something, or I'm trying to give it away, whatever. But notice up here the URL still says socialio.lp blah blah blah, right? Where is my pro mouse? Where is it? Pro mouse. I want my cursor back. There it is. So up here in the URL, it still says SOCIAL, right? So in UpViral, you see that's the URL. Now that's what I call an ugly URL. Theoretically, it could be an upvir.al. I happen to have switched it to the social URL earlier. But if you go to advanced settings, pardon me. Right now, you see down here under referral tracking domain, let me make it bigger so I know you can see it. Says social, see, I love saying that. So I can edit this, and now that, assuming that SSL is built, you saw that green? If it still says orange, you're not going to see it here in this list. But they will show you in this list the ones that are valid, that have been verified, that have the SSL. Now, SSL is free from UpViral. Bless their hearts. Love them for doing that, because that you don't have to buy SSL or pay extra. All of the service levels of UpViral get this free SSL. And down here at the bottom, you see email scripts at thankyouPageMagic.com, and I'm going to do save. And I'm going to do the same thing over here in the custom domain. It's way at the bottom. I have to get the page to scroll up and save. Now, the difference between this one and this one is very simple. This one allows me to have my URL show up when I'm in my incognito. You see, before it says social, right? Because I've been to the page, I'm just going to quit my incognito and I'm going to launch it again. And then I'm going to paste in that URL. And you will see that it doesn't switch over. And now this is my branding. Right? This is Mitch's branding, not sociali.io or upvir.al. So this is my branding. I'm hopeful that people trust my branding more than some strange URL. Now, that's the first one. That's this custom domain. What is this one? Now, if you don't have this one set, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back to this. And I'm going to save that. And just to be, it says it's auto-saving. Theoretically, it's saved. Now, if I actually were to come in here and to register, let's see, I'll just do my Gmail and try it now. So I haven't fixed that. You see, I got my confetti turned on. But you see right here, the URL inside of this referral section, this, right, when they copy the link, still says social.io. If I come back over here and I change this referral tracking domain to the new one and get it to scroll up so I can get to it and do save, now when I refresh this page and get more confetti to pop down, what you're going to see is that URL that gets sent out as the referral is now emailscripts.thankyouPageDomain, blah, blah. Right? Now, don't go registering for this because it's not ready. But you see now how the custom domain works and why you want it. Because now when people see this, if they know your branding, if they know who you are, now they trust the campaign a little bit more. But even if they don't know who you are, it's better to have your branding than UpViral's branding. All right? Does that make sense? That's a quick demo on how to do the custom domain setup. Now, theoretically, by the way, you need to wait at least 24 hours before you launch your campaign. Even though mine seems to work right now, it takes at least 24 hours for that to roll out all across the planet, right? Even parts of the US or wherever you are, it can take a while for that to roll out. Because that's the mystery of the internet. The DNS, the domain name services things, have to be taken from Cloudflare out to Cloudflare servers, but also has to be taken out to all the other services on the planet so that they all know where to find your campaign. Now, I will give you a little trick. If you happen to publish, and I don't know if I have it in my clipboard, I didn't say... Oh, I did. If you happen to have published the SOCIAL URL or the UpViral.al URL, notice it will still work. It will get people to the right place. So if you happen to accidentally publish the original URL, those URLs and the referral URLs are still okay. So don't panic if you don't quite get the custom domain. But frankly, between you and me, the custom domain is one of the first things you should set up in your campaign, as opposed to waiting to the very last minute where you want to go and launch the thing. Sorry, I wasn't sharing. Dang it. I wasn't sharing, was I? But anyway, you see that this social I/O still works. Okay? So set this up early. Don't wait till the campaign gets ready to launch. Any other questions there, Rob? Jackie, you are welcome. Jackie, you have to come up with a question now. Takeaway is to set up the custom domains early. Yes, absolutely set up your custom domain early. Do not delay. Don't be a Mitch. Don't wait to the very last minute and go, oh, I had to do that custom domain thing. I've had clients pull that one on me. All right, so Kiki, I'll get to that question in just a second. Let me get back to Earl's question. Earl's question is, how can we integrate UpViral with Zoom Webinar? Not sure you can, but let's talk about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go poke around in my UpViral and share my screen this time. Let's see. I don't need... You guys can't see this window, but I don't need it. And this I don't need anymore. So if I go to the dashboard and I go to settings and I go to integrations, and let's pretend to add a new integration. So Eric, Earl is asking about Zoom. I'm just going to put his name on it, Earl. If I were able to do that, then I would select in this list, and I would scroll down here, and magic would happen. And by the way, there are lots of there are lots of contest tools that I have played with recently that only have 2 or 3 autoresponders that you can automatically send to. I think that is just bogus. UpViral has this freaking cool long list of autoresponders. But you see, Zoom is not listed here. There's Webinar Geo, there's Webinar Jam, but Zoom is not listed. Now that doesn't mean you can't do it. And I love Bradley's got a suggestion. Thank you, Bradley. But there's 2 things. If your autoresponder is not in this list, you can theoretically, assuming your autoresponder will let you create an HTML form, you can select HTML form and go to your autoresponder. Let me see if I can do this. MailChimp. It's been a long time since I've used MailChimp. And I don't know how to do it in ActiveCampaign, so I'm just going to see. I'm pretty sure I still have a login for MailChimp. We'll go here. Ding dong. MailChimp has sent me a verification code. Oh, my authenticator app. Crap. I love all this extra verification. Hey, Siri, open Authenticator. Let me play my music. I don't think I have the right authentication app. Why don't I just do send code via SMS? Duh. So silly me. Although, you know, if their SMS takes forever. If their SMS weren't taking so long. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's there. Dang it. 835. Jeez. What do you mean the code doesn't match? Oh, because I used the wrong one. No. Oh, geez. I don't want... Sorry. Alright, so anyway. And they've probably changed this such that I don't know the foggiest. If you go into your campaigns... See, it's been so long since I've done this. It's not there, is it? Automations, website, Content Studio, integrations. Where's the frickin' forms? Alright, well, see, I've wasted all this time and I don't know how to do it anymore. There's a way inside, I thought it was on, this is a campaign. It's for a list. Can't I do lists anymore? List view. Ongoing draft, emails, automations. Well, anyway, I don't know what I'm doing anymore in MailChimp. How embarrassing. So, anyway, so inside of there is a way that you can grab a form and get the HTML and put it over into your into UpViral's autoresponder and connect the two that way. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. But I have done that. I have used it for one of my campaigns, and it works great. I don't know whether Zoom will give you that HTML. So the idea is, why would you have that HTML? Sometimes the tools give you the ability to put a pop-up or a form on your WordPress or on your blog or somewhere that says, hey, subscribe to my newsletter. And so that HTML that they give you to make that happen is what you're putting into UpViral. And if that is there, and I know some autoresponders don't do that, but almost all of them do. I don't know about Zoom. Then you can use that HTML form to craft your connection between Zoom webinar, if they allow it, and UpViral. Okay? Once you have that connection, then it's great. Now, Tim says you could also use Zapier. Yes, you can use Zapier to take the person from UpViral over to Zoom webinar. That's process number 2. The third process that Bradley mentioned over in the Facebook group, which I have on the screen over here, is to use a custom action and to incentivize people to sign up for the webinar and give them additional entries if you're doing a contest. Now, if you're not doing a contest, then that's kind of an extra step you would want it to happen with the initial opt-in, like if you were going to use UpViral for a webinar registration, which takes me back to episode number 62, where I talk about doing that for webinar registrations. Number 4, Kiki says, Uncanny Automator for WordPress. Earl, or Bradley? Earl says thank you. I would have thought of that too, Earl. Come on, you know me. I was going to give you multiple options. Obviously, the first one is the ultimate, is to have UpViral recognize Zoom, therefore you don't have to do the fancy stuff. But that's not always possible. I will tell you, plug number 22, is that most of the other tools I've ever played with don't even have the ability to do that HTML integration, and therefore UpViral's better than all of them. Okay? You with me? Yes, that's a plug. And no, they didn't pay me to say that. All right. And Kiki, thank you for that. Let's see. Let's back up a little bit more. Jackie, I see your question. Rob, blah, blah, blah. I need to make this bigger so I don't have to scroll so much. So, Mike, if you're still here, make sure you go to episode number 62, because there's a lot of information in episode number 62 about using these tools. I know that UpViral team, the marketing team at UpViral, talks mainly about UpViral being a contest tool. They know it, you know it, I know it. But episode 62 talks about how I'm using UpViral for everything else. I'm using it for webinar registrations. I'm using it for, as you saw, the opt-in to get a freebie. Use it for the idea of the product launch formula, or the fancy sales process that Gabe Schillinger's doing. Can use it for a contest after a purchase. There are so many freaking ways that you can use UpViral. You ought to be getting rid of most of your other opt-in tools, because UpViral will do virtually all of it for you. All right, I think I'm caught up with that question. Let's scroll down Kiki's question. Let me bring it over here so I look like I'm talking to you while I read it. Can you make it where only people that are referred can be entered into a contest? No. And you don't want to, at least if you're in the United States. Well, let me rephrase that. You people always making me think. I have a giveaway that I only want referred people to be entered, and not people that were not referred by somebody. So how are you going to get anybody into this campaign in the first place, Kiki? Now, all right, let's go back to gonna take a second here, and I'm gonna jump into my famous dialogue, my famous picture preview. Open recent. I need to have this set up in a keyboard shortcut so I can just jump into it. Crap. It's not in my recents, so I have to actually go find it. Oh, how horrible. Oh, those are unified template things. Alright, I need those. Alright, we can use this. No, let's not use that. I need to have this ready and all quickies. I got too many things. Giveaway, sample, sharing. I got too many folders. I didn't want that. Alright. Sorry. I've gone too far. It's the end of the year, right? Samples. Alright, we're just going to go here. Oh, this is the one I want anyway. Alright. I apologize. Sorry. Sorry. How are you guys doing? That's why I'm asking the master. Kiki says. Alright. Okay. Kiki's question. How can I have a giveaway that I only want referred people to be entered? Now, there are two, and this is covered heavily in episode number 62. There are two ways of people coming into your campaign. On the left side, there's direct traffic. Kiki, who are the direct traffic? How do the people get there directly? Here's the question of the day. How do people come in? Who creates those? Email list, Kiki says, because she's reading this even though it's very small. Or social media, or other traffic. Who is posting this direct traffic? It's not a trick question. You should know the answer to this. For your campaign, Kiki says email list, but whose email list? It's not a trick question. Earl gets it. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I meant to turn off the music. Kiki's posting this traffic, right? Direct traffic comes from you, the campaign owner, posting your campaign somewhere. If you don't post this campaign somewhere, there's no traffic to create referred traffic from. So the referred traffic comes from the viral loop, comes from the social sharing from the people who came in the front door. And yes, Kiki, you were right. Email we collected already. There are other places, right? You could post it on social media. You could post it in a free group. You could pay Facebook for ads. You could do all kinds of stuff in other traffic. But all of that traffic is you. It's all you. The referred traffic is what everybody else that's entering the campaign is doing for you. Okay, does that make sense, Kiki? So, if you don't have anybody coming in the front end, you can't have any referred traffic. No, don't. Kiki says, my bad. No, please don't think like that. It's just a simple, not quite getting all the neurons firing the right way. Okay? Direct traffic is your traffic. You want direct traffic. Okay? I mean, you want as many people coming in that front door as possible to create the referred traffic. Now, if you really want to, instead of posting the default link, you could post a referred link, but that doesn't change the fact that you're posting it. You're just posting a referral link instead of a direct link. Bradley said, or advertisement, or Christine said, or partnership with an influencer. Yes. But the key to both of those, and thank you for your contribution, the key to both of those is that you, the campaign owner, have asked somebody to do it, right? Whether it's an advertisement, a Facebook ad, or a printed ad, I've seen, those kind of things. Or it's you've given the link to a specific influencer and you're doing tracking. But all of those are you, as the campaign owner, posting that traffic. That's your responsibility. You want all of those things or more. But the referred traffic comes from the people who join your campaign. You cannot have a campaign without direct traffic to begin with. Now, if you're really good, then you could post one link somewhere or post it to your email, and then those people get really excited and they do all the referring for you. That's the kind of campaign that goes viral that you absolutely want to have happen. But that's not always the way it works. That's the way we want it to work. Kiki says, I wanted to ask last week, but I'm forgetting something. There's a spin on it that I can't remember. I didn't do the show. Yeah, I did. Or was that Danny and I, or was that William? I don't remember. It was Danny. Kiki, you can always just post the question. You don't always interrupt me. I'm trying to get better at not interrupting things. But unless I'm not thinking of something, there's really no way to have just referred traffic. I mean, I have done that before. I have shared a referral link. So I have registered myself and then sent my own personal referral link out to an email list before so that I end up winning the most points. I have done that. But that doesn't help you in terms of trying to, if you're doing a most points or a leaderboard something, it doesn't help you a whole lot. All right, anybody else have any questions? Questions are awesome. We are, I don't even have my clock. I had to take my watch off because the battery's dead. 9:50. Oh, we're at an hour. Who's got a question? Let's see, let me back up. Jackie McMillan, bless your heart. Jackie said, Mitch, I feel so untech savvy, it's hard to know where to start. Great point. And that's one of the things that I have to be careful. I'm gonna go back. There was another question that came in today from Radu, R-A-D-U, that says, when will you build an all-in-one system? UpViral is all over the place. Now, I wish you were here, Radu. If you're here, I haven't looked. Let's see. Rodney's here. I'm looking in the people that are logged in that you gave me a name. I don't see Radu. There is a learning curve to UpViral. There's pluses and minuses. There are other tools, I won't name names, that attempt to make a campaign creation so freaking easy that your grandmother could do it. Not my grandmother. Not my mother. But, because I'm so old. But what they try to do is make it very simple. And to a good degree, they do that. One of the tools says that you can create a campaign, a contest, in 5 minutes or less. And my head explodes, and my head gets angry, my heart hurts, because there's no way in God's green earth that you can create a campaign that is a good campaign in 5 minutes. You just can't do it. You got copy. And now, if you got every bit of copy, you've thought of everything, and all you're doing is just plugging in some things, maybe you can get through it in 5 minutes, but that's ridiculous. That is not the kind of marketing that makes sense to me for a tool Because what you want is a tool that does it all. UpViral does it all. I've talked to Danny about it, and Danny does agree that the user interface is a bit confusing. It's always been confusing. Since day one, it has been confusing. It is hard. But the joy of UpViral is that you've got more flexibility than any other tool I've played with. You have so much flexibility. You can build the campaign virtually any way you want to with UpViral. So there's pluses and minuses to that. So I don't know what Radu's looking for in terms of an all-in-one system and it's all over the place. It is an all-in-one system. I just don't know what that phrase means. It's very easy to throw out a phrase. I don't know what it means. It's all-in-one. It does everything you want it to do. With the new features, by the way, with the new unified templates and the new popover and the pop-ups and the this and the that, you can put UpViral virtually anywhere. So they're expanding the use of UpViral. And if you're doing a website and you just want a simple form for somebody to opt into something, bam, it's right there in the pop-ups or the popovers. Do it however you want to right now. It's freaking amazing what you can do with UpViral. And there's going to be more coming. They're not done. It's not over. It's not quit time. I had a wonderful session with Danny a couple of weeks ago about brainstorming new stuff. It was so much fun. Don't know whether they're going to implement any of it, but it was fun for me. Let's see. Kiki says, I only want current clients to refer people 6 degrees of separation, like join a VIP club. You have to know this person to get in instead of random people that find the referral link. Okay, let's see. You gotta know somebody to get in. I'm gonna think about that, Kiki, because I'm not coming up quickly with a way of making that happen. Jeff says, can you put a custom domain URL behind a password protected page? Yeah, you could do that. That's not something that UpViral would do. Say on WordPress. Well, there's this tool that Kiki has called the Uncanny Automator. Wouldn't that do it for you? Jeff. That was funny. I know that's not what you were really doing, but that's funny. I don't even know what that tool does, right? But it's funny. I guess if we're getting smarty pants about it, and that's a great idea, Jeff. The password protected page idea. See, now you got me thinking. Of course, Tim says, hi, Tim. Thanks for commenting, Tim. The problem is that you can't prevent people from emailing out their links or sharing to a group, etc. There's always going to be somebody that's going to do that. You are correct. But let's suppose from the earlier conversation about the affiliate ID, let's suppose we got our Fiverr coder person that knows how to do stuff. I mean, theoretically, I think you could, like, put on the form in UpViral, you could put name, email, and you could put an extra field that said password, And you theoretically could, I think a JavaScript programmer could verify that password. Or if you have a secret list of 50 people that are already in your system, that it could look those people up, like the extra field said, who referred you? And you could verify that with that kind of service. That's getting some pretty sophisticated stuff. But that's, again, all external to UpViral. That's not... I mean, having the extra field there would be an UpViral function that you could put in the form itself. I mean, you could always have a drop-down list, and they could pick one, but that doesn't mean they know them, right? They don't know. Anyway. I frame the custom URL inside a membership area, Jeff says. Well, I'm not sure it would be a hidden field, Kiki. Because in that particular kind of case, the user would have to type it in. So it'd have to be open. But there would be a script that would be executing that would validate the user that they typed in. Yes, I framed the custom URL inside a membership area. So they had a password to log in, so it could only be members that way. But aren't you extremely going to limit who's getting referred? I mean, what if it's not a member? What if they're not a member that's trying to refer? They're a member, but then the people they're trying to refer aren't members, so then you got a problem where you can't get people in. Your current clients are referring people, but if the referred people can only be members, then you're screwed. Then you're not doing yourself any good. You already know those people. They're already members. Okay. Kiki says that's the point. Okay, well, there you go. We solved it. Yay, Jeff! Could that be a problem with the SSL? I don't know. So, anybody got any other questions? Did we try to finagle that one? There is one more question that came in 3 weeks ago that I haven't answered. Johan asked, I'd like to launch a campaign for a transformation challenge, and I'm sorry, Johan. And we start on January 3rd for 30 days onwards. We'll help get rid of belly fat, December belly fat, and get energized and fit. I need that. How would you engage people through UpViral? One of the things that you can do with UpViral that I have not really talked too much about, but you can do a wait list. Now, I know it's a little too late for this, Johan, but maybe everybody else might get some ideas. Jeff says, I'm still working on adding December belly fat. I'll worry about shedding it next month. Well, maybe Johan needs to do his thing on February 1st. Because, everybody has those wonderful aspirations on January 1st for their, what do you call those? Not the R word. Resolutions. Now, one of the things that thank you, Jeff, resolutions, you're right. One of the things that you can do, I'm not sharing my screen, right? One of the things you can do is a wait list. I haven't really talked about this before that I can recall, and I'm not even sure I talked about it in episode number 62. I'm going to give you a brainstorm idea that you may never have thought about. I'm going to share my screen. Mitch, the pilot, that's me, the solo pilot show. If we go into this campaign, and I always click over here instead of clicking on edit, And I'm going to move the chat out of the way to get to it. If you go to the design pages, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it easy on myself. No, actually I'm going to do split test. And I'm just going to grab one of their templates. And I'm going to wait, apparently. Yeah. I love, one of my favorites happens to be Havana, but there's too much junk on it. So I'm going to select Venice. And then I'm going to wait, apparently, again for a long time. Probably has something to do with the fact that I'm doing a broadcast here and so much going on, right? But imagine this simply says January UARY. How about, I'm going to do it Feb Fit Challenge. ENGE. Alright? And you guys can get the idea, but what I'm going to say here is get on the wait list for the... And you can imagine, I'm just going to delete this, right? And let's say this just simply says, come on, get on the wait list. Okay, I'm going to do save. And I'm going to sit here and wait for a second. And I'm going to sneeze. Ah, bless me. So I think you're getting the idea, right? What I'm going to do is exit now. So now we have a wait list page. Now this page, if I do preview, right, you guys saw this before. This is my, imagine this is the, hey, it's February, we're going to run a challenge. You might start this page on February 1st. Let's just imagine that that's what you're doing. So this page says that. This page says, get on the wait list for the challenge. Right? And that's all it says. So now what you do is you turn this one on and you turn this one off and you make sure you click save. Now when people come to your campaign, what they see is the wait list page. Now you would probably also have a separate sharing page that tells people what to do while they're waiting. And you want them to invite other people while they're waiting, so you give them some incentives to invite other people to your challenge. Okay? But you turn that one on and off just like you're turning this one on and off. Now, there's no timer, there's no dates here, so you got to remember to come in on January 31st and turn this one, you got to turn this one on, and then turn this one off, and do save. And now, February 1st, you're running your challenge campaign, or your contest, or whatever. So there is indeed a very simple way to combine a wait list, because you want all those people that were on the wait list to be involved in the contest, or the challenge, or whatever it is you're doing. But you can have a pre-thing. You can have a wait list thing. You could have a, hey, we're going to run a contest on February 1st. Sign up now and you'll get these early bonuses if you invite people, blah, 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 blah. So you can grow your campaign with a wait list kind of pre-launch kind of function before the thing starts. And you don't have to have two separate campaigns. You don't have to make people leave and come back and do all sorts of extra stuff. You just swap the pages around. Now, you probably also maybe want to swap the emails around and blah, blah, blah. But you can do those kind of things with UpViral. Jeff says that's perfect for New Year's. Might be a little late for this New Year's because you got to plan it and build it and launch it. But yes. Everyone else is making people act immediately on the new year. This gives people time to, quote, gear up, unquote. Absolutely. There's a bonus tip for you. So, any other questions? You guys, we're about to run out of time. Okay, you know I'll go on and on and on if there's questions. But I also know that you guys are probably zoned out and going, I don't know what to ask. And I don't know, let's see, who was that asked the question earlier? I forget that I can see who's logged in. Wasn't Tim. Tim's gone. Who was it? It was a J word, wasn't it? J. She's gone anyway. Alright, one new message. Can you show how to add a custom landing page? What do you mean by that, Kiki? I mean, all of those are custom landing pages. What do you mean, like template? Sorry, you're going to have to explain more about what you want on this one. I mean, all those two pages I just showed you, those are custom landing pages. They could be templates. You got another way to say it to me, Kiki? I mean other templates and import to UpViral. So, what you want to do is have something that you built in ClickFunnels and import the whole page into UpViral. Do those pages have to be connected to an autoresponder? Jeff asks. One of the joys of the new UpViral is you don't have to connect your. You can. you can. You can create an opt-in page with no opt-in. Yes. You can. You can use it as a landing page if you want. You can create a non-UpViral opt-in page in UpViral. Sure you can. You can create a non-sharing page, thank you page, if you want to. So the short answer is no, you can't really import pages from a different page builder. There is no function that will bring pages over. Now, one of the things that I'm in the design. One of the things you can do, Kiki, is that you can, this is a little trick. Shh, don't tell anybody I told you this. But if you go into a text box, right? So this is just like taking a text box and dragging it on. By default, there's something that says write something here, and you see right now it's white, it's black, so let me change it to white. But when you click inside here, there's a code view. Oh. Thank you, Kiki. I often forget. All right, let me get out of that. So if you drag a text field on, right, these are just simple text fields, and I made this one white so you could see it. Inside of here, there is a code view. If you bring over some HTML, I don't know if I have any HTML that that I without thinking about it in my clipboard manager. Oh man, there's all kinds of stuff here that I shouldn't be showing. Da, 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 da. All right, let me just see if I can search. Oh man, where'd it go? See, I blew that. All right, code view. Paste. I'm going to select all and I'm going to paste. I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's some of the accordion stuff. So you can paste all kinds of HTML in here. It may not have the div tags, and it may not have the style sheets, and it may not have all the stuff that you're bringing over from your other editor, but you can paste HTML in the text sections. One of the other things that I have done before is I have done this. I'm going to go, I don't know. So just pretend this is a client's page. And it looks here, I'll do this. Oh, it's gone now. Wait, the pop-up left. But anyway, I'm doing a screen grab. I go over to UpViral and I drag on an image. I can do this. Click, and I can take my image, which is in my screen grab app right here, and I can drag it here, and I can do open, and I now have a very attractive, what looks like a web page. It's not the HTML, but it is an image, and it is resizable. It will look to the users like it's a web page. They won't know the difference. But you can do that as well if you already have an existing thing and you don't want to try to recreate the entire thing. You with me? So, you're the man, Kiki says. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, you can, there are several little hacks that you can do there when you start playing with it like I do. There's all kinds of little hacks that Mitch knows how to do. As long as UpViral team never takes that HTML. Now, you can't put scripts in there. There are certain things that, like div tags, that it doesn't like. So you gotta play with it. But there are little tricks you can do inside that text box with the code view. Alright, anybody got anything else? Let's try to wrap this up unless you have something important. Because I'm starting to see the audience dropping off. Y'all are getting tired of me. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I say Merry Christmas after Christmas because I forget. Rob says, Happy New Year, Mitch. Thank you, Rob. Thank you for your questions and your input. We will see you next year. I'll give you 10 seconds if anybody has a question. Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up. Linda, hi to see you. You didn't say anything. Nice to drop in and see you again. Linda Fussell. Good to see you, Linda. Everybody's dropping off now. All right. Thank you all for being here. We will have a co-pilot show, as far as I know, next year. I'm laughing because I looked at the schedule and there is nothing on the schedule for next year. So we gotta think of stuff really fast to start talking about for next year. Paul says all the best to you. Thank you very much, Paul. Same to you. Jeff, good year to you. Kiki, you're welcome. Kiki says, you are the best. Thank you for everything this year. Learned so much from you. I am happy to help y'all grow your businesses. That's the entire reason why we're here. Have a great year. We will see you again next Tuesday on the UpViral Pilot Show with me. I assume it's going to be me. We'll see you later. Happy New Year.